Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody this afternoon. I had this all written down here. I'd like to welcome everybody. My name's John Wassinger. I'm on the Park Board, which is part of BIG. The Bensenville Intergovernmental Group, which is sponsoring this forum, is comprised of the taxing bodies which provide services for the Bensenville residents. So they're made up of Fenton School District 100, which also comprises all of Wooddale as well. And then you have the Park District, which exceeds the boundaries of Bensenville as well, as does the library and School District 2 and the Bensenville Fire District. And the library district does as well. So those are the agencies that are here. We're here to have a celebration, if you will. You know, we're made up of all the taxing bodies, so we're all public servants, and one of our things is we try to work together on things. And so we're excited to meet some of the people that are going to be on the ballot on April 9th. If some of them are chosen by the electorate to serve, you know, we'd like to welcome early, actually. So with that being said, I also want to thank District 2, Patty and your board, and the people from District 2 for allowing us to use this facility today. I'd also like to thank the Village of Bensenville, which will be filming this, so this will also be on TV, so you viewers at home, hello. The forum is going to allow for 3 minutes for each of the candidates to basically give a little background, say who they are, and what compels them to want to serve the community, which is, you know, when people talk about politics, you kind of think of it that way, but they say all politics is local, and this is the local units of government they're referring to, and they really kind of are more volunteering than they are political, usually. So with that being said, I'd like to call up the first group, which will come up. They'll have 3 minutes to speak, introduce themselves. Patty has a 1 minute and a 30-second, you know, sheet up there, so when you start to see those, and Elaine, that includes you too. We've talked about this. Elaine, you know, Ryland, she's on the running for the library board. She already told me she wants 5 minutes, so I told her she can only have 3, so she's going through her bank to see what she's wanted to edit out now. But so we'll give you a little time before you come up. Why don't we start with District 100, okay? So if the District 100 board members would come up and fill these chairs, why don't we'll go with the way that they appear on the ballot. So District 100 will be Mary Rivera. That's not Mary Rivera. In fact, none of these men are Mary Rivera. Mary actually did call me today. She's under the weather. She really was looking forward to being here, but she couldn't make it. So we have Mr. Dave Shimonik then that will speak first. David? And you don't have?
Yeah, I guess I need that. I'm not sure. Hi, my name's Dave Shimonik. I am currently a member on the Fenton Board of Education. I'm serving as president. I live in Wooddale with my wife. I've been there for 30 years. I have 2 Fenton alumni and 1 that's currently attending Fenton. I'd like to thank John and his group for putting this together. Over the past 4 years, I've been pretty lucky to work with the board I've worked with and the administration. They're very passionate about the school district and about what's going on. 4 years I became part of this board to be involved, just like we expect people in the community, students, parents to be. Be part of the solution, give back to the community. My purpose for running for another term has not changed. There are just more challenges ahead to complete and to continue on. We need to improve and maintain our student achievement standards, collaborate with our other districts and our feeder districts, and kind of operate as one whole system, even though we're not, for the benefit of the kids. So hopefully that's what we can continue to do. We learn from what's happening in our world. Safety issues that abound, and that's another paramount issue that we have, and that's something that we've been addressing. We revisit that issue, and that's very close and dear to our hearts, as most of our parents have said that safety is a high priority. So we've continued to do that, to continue to look at that. The last area I want to just touch on, for myself, it's very important as community. If you have a student at Fenton, if you have someone that's soon to be a student, if you could come to the open houses, if you could come to the events, if you could be a part of this Fenton family. If you want to come hear some great music, come to the music and choir. If you want to see a musical, they're putting on Legally Blonde this year. It's going to be great. So we need to have everyone, you in the community, in our halls, at our events, supporting the students at our school, because that's what it is, it's our school. I want to thank the other members of the community that have taken the time to run for position on the school boards, and like library boards and other. The more that we can include, engage with our communities, the better off we are. Thank you for your time, and go Bison.
Okay. Thank you, Dave. Next on the ballot for District 100 would be Mr. Thomas Lawler.
Good afternoon, and go. All right, I'm Tom Lawler. I am a resident here of Wooddale, and I am a very, very recent member of the Fenton District 100 High School Board. I had an awesome opportunity late this fall where a young lady had stepped down from the board and had left 6 months left on her term. There were, I believe, 13 people that came and applied to be appointed to fill her vacancy. I was lucky enough to be chosen. And it gave me a great opportunity because I had 6 months to decide whether or not I thought I could be an effective board member and whether I thought it was something that I should pursue. After my first meeting, I knew it was something that not only I'd be passionate about, but also I think I could help the community. So I am running for a 4-year term this April 9th. I bring to the board, I think, a unique perspective in the sense that I'm not college educated. I'm trade school educated. And I think that a lot of us, or certainly me, have a bit of a chip on my shoulder because of it. It took me a long time to feel as though I had achieved success. And I think that it may not be a 4-year university that every student's going to want or get, and we need to pursue many avenues. College certainly being one of them, but trade schools and other careers being equally important. When somebody asked me if I was interested, the first thing I did was Google Fenton High School. I went to the Illinois State Board of Education website. I looked at numbers. I looked at test scores. I looked at salaries. I looked at a number of things. And numbers can paint a very interesting picture. I think that with the Common Core standards coming, with pension reform coming, with a number of things that our state is being plagued with, it has to start at the very basic level. And I think as a board member, I can help with the fellow board members help us get to where we need to be and help us tackle some of these issues. So I hope that you will trust me to be a good board member and to continue to be a good functioning board member. I may have 30 seconds more. I'm a Pisces. I have a 4-year-old. Right. I run a successful company. I'm bald, married. I like to golf. I'm a 12 handicap. All right. Now, thank you very much.
Okay, and our next appearing on the ballot will be Jeffrey Edelman. Jeffrey?
Hi, just want to say it's a pleasure to be here today and have a chance to just introduce myself. Lived in Wooddale for 13 years and coached sports for many years, including in BBAA for a couple of years. Little background, I taught in the Chicago public schools for 17 years, and to piggyback something that Dave Shimonik mentioned about open houses, and that was always the thing that bugged us the most about getting the community involved. And we'd have open houses, and there'd be more teachers there than there were parents. So that's one of the reasons I want to get involved, is to try to make it a community where even people who don't have kids at Fenton right now are just aware of what's going on at the school, and just everybody part of the Fenton community, because the kids are so important, and try to prepare them all, whatever we can do to prepare them to move forward, be it to a career after high school or a college after high school, it doesn't matter. But that's the important thing, is to get it going as a community and keep it going, continue the great work that the current board is doing. And that's really it, just an opportunity to get more involved and coaching. And I can say my son is at Fenton right now, and he's having a really awesome experience. We're very happy with the way things are going in high school, and hoping it'll continue when my daughter gets there. But anyways, thank you very much.
The next appearance on the ballot will be Terry, and somebody help me with the last name. Siasiopo? I did not have any correspondence there, so, and they're not here today. Susan Ralph would appear, then next appear, and Susan did email me. These announcements went out, and she did send her regards, but she wasn't going to be able to attend today. And then appearing would be David Vogel, who also expressed that he would not be able to be here. He was sorry, but so these are the candidates that have appeared for District 100. I want to thank you, gentlemen, for all coming. Oh!
He's off the ballot? Wait a minute.
Well, you know what? They cut you off on here. I'm sorry. Come on up, John. I'm very sorry. Yeah, you know, it was a Scrivener's. It wasn't even a Scrivener's error. It wasn't there. Okay. I'm sorry. He gets 4 minutes.
Hi, my name is Paul Wiedemann. I've been a 22-year resident of the Bensenville-Wooddale area. I have 2 freshmen enrolled in Fenton, twins, 1 boy, 1 girl. I've been involved with their activities, the children's activities, all the way from pre-K, coaching, anything they were involved with. I love getting involved. I love getting involved with children's activities. Now they're in high school, and I would like to continue my involvement, not only with them, but with the students at Fenton. My background is international logistics, which really isn't in the education field, but I feel very comfortable in getting involved with a lot of technical problem solving and conflict resolution, and I think I can contribute to the board with both with that and then with my involvement with the children. I love what the board is doing. I like their inclusivity in trying to get the students involved with as many activities as possible, both academically and also in extracurricular activities, both on the sports and academic level. I would be honored if I could become a part of this board. I think I have a lot to contribute. Basically, that is my background, and I would be respectfully would like to have everyone's support and involvement, and that is all I have. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Paul. Thank you very much. Okay, and that would be the gentleman that would be in attendance for today. So we appreciate your coming out here and talking to the people. It's great. It's nice hearing from all of you. Thank you. You can clap for them again. They did a really nice job. Now, is there anybody that has to go somewhere? Anybody that wants? I know Elaine wants to go last and talk to about 5, but is there anybody else there? No? Okay. Then I suppose what we could do is let's bring up District 2. Okay. School District 2. One of their facilities we're in, the middle school. They serve the K through 8 population in Bensenville, and we have 3 representatives here that'll be on the ballot. The first on the ballot is Donna Pranato, and she is not in attendance. Then there's Matthew Vassar. Mr. Vassar did say that he was going away for spring break with his kids and he wouldn't be able to attend. So in attendance today, and then we also have Kathy Bozier who won't be in attendance. But then again, that was when we had our meeting and we went on about 20 minutes longer trying to come up with a date because Kathy couldn't be here today. But then she discovered that actually it was yesterday she couldn't be here, so she is here. And she'll get to speak last just because of that. And actually, no, then we have Nancy Quinn. So Nancy Quinn is an incumbent, and I'd like to introduce you to Nancy. Welcome.
Hello, my name is Nancy Quinn. I'm running for School Board District 2. I'm a 30-year resident here in the village. I live in Bensonville, and I'm married and have 2 kids. My kids have gone through the school system. And how I got involved on the school board was I got involved with helping to pass the referendum and then decided to run for, there was a 2-year term, and I decided to run for that. And then after I got onto the 2-year term, then I decided to run for the 4-year term. And so now hopefully I've decided to run again just to see some, I'd like to see some projects come to an end. And trying to think. Very nervous. Forgive me, public speaking is not one of my fortes, so, and I think that's about it then, all right? Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. You did a really good job. It was a good job. Okay, next appearing on the ballot will be Louis Reyes. Mr. Reyes.
Thank you. I get too comfortable here. This is kind of my setting. And after 3 services today, so I'm here. My name is Luis Reyes. I have been, along with my wife and my 3 kids, a resident in Bensenville since the summer of 2000. And one day, after preaching to the people that we need to get involved in the community, the congregation said, "What about you?" That was a challenge for me, and I took that challenge very seriously and decided to put my name in the ballot. First of all, to run for, to be appointed. At that time, I interviewed the board, and they decided to give me an opportunity, and that gave me an opportunity for me to realize that this is where I want to be. Why I'm doing this? Well, first of all, I am passionate about education. I believe in education is transforming life and make them understand that if you have a quality of education, we avoid all the social problems that end them back to us in our community. When you involve yourself in doing something that it transforms life, challenge life, and empower life, you know that you will have an empowered and an amazing community where you will be pleased to serve and to live. So I am honored to be serving because I know what is going on. I know the transformation that is happening, and I know how our community is being empowered by changing one student at a time. So I decided that this time alone, I will go along and put my name out again, because not only I feel blessed to do this, but I also feel that it gives me the sense of carrying on the responsibility that I preach. Is you practice what you preach, I think that we will achieve many, many good things in our community. My kids, all of them, has been through District 2, and I have 2 alumni for Phantom, which I will be leaving immediately because my daughters are waiting for me to take them to Oyovai for the last 5 weeks of school, and one will graduate this summer. So I am thrilled to be part of this body, and I have a lot of respect for my colleagues at the board, and I think that together we continue doing what we've been called to do to make our community an outstanding, amazing, unbelievable place where everyone wants to be because we are committed to do it together. Thank you.
Can I get an amen? Okay, and last but not least, we have Kathleen M. Bozier, who is here with us. Hi, Kathleen.
Thanks, John. I do want to thank the big organization for hosting this today because it's an opportunity for you to get to know all of us. My name is Kathy Bozier. However, on the ballot it will be written Kathleen M. Bozier. I'm last in the District 2 list of names. I've been fortunate to be a resident of Bensonville since 1985, having both owned and now renting in Bensonville. So that's 28 years. All 3 of my sons attended District 2 schools. Why did I choose to run? I love to tell this story because it relates with 2 words, aluminum foil. You're probably wondering, what does aluminum foil have to do with running for the Board of Education? I had been asked to be a parent representative on a language arts committee a number of years ago. And when we reported to the Board of Education at that time, there was also a science committee reporting. And at that time, one of the board members asked about the proposal. Does that mean we're going to have, they wanted to do experiments and reading from the science textbook. So it sounds silly to think that experiments was a novel idea, but it was. And I remember the person looking at the board member asking the committee, does this mean we're going to have to buy aluminum foil every year? And I remember thinking, oh my goodness, science is all about experiments. If you don't have them thinking critically and solving problems, they'll never get it. So I went and pulled my ballot right after that, or my petition, because of aluminum foil. So I've been happy to serve this community because my goal is about making all of our children ready for a career or college ready. You hear that term all of the time outside now, it's a common term. But what we've done in District 2 is we have a strategic plan and we follow it. So what's really important to us is we look at what's important for kids, how are we going to achieve, we look at data, we set goals, we look at our budget aligns with our goals. So we have some guiding force. And then of course it's security and safety with our new buildings too. So we teach kids about how to cooperate with one another as well as make our facilities safe for our children as they attend our brand new 21st century schools. So I'm asking for your vote on April the 9th. Again, my name is Kathleen Beausier. I'm happy to serve the community as a school board member. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kathy, and thanks to all the District 2 folks that came and introduced themselves today. Thank you. Okay, without any further ado, I think we're going to go back to the village president. For village president, there's 3 candidates. The first one, that'd be you, come on here. We had Richard K. Johnson. I did not get a response from Richard. And we have Frank Soto with us, the incumbent, and Aranzo Piconio, who also did not respond. Heck, I guess you get 9 minutes, Frank. Now, for any of you that don't know Frank, you give him 9, he's going to take 18. So we're going to give Frank 2, and hopefully you'll be done in 3. Thank you, Frank.
9 minutes, I thought I heard first. Well, I'll try to keep it short, and everybody who knows me knows that that's kind of a tough accomplishment for me to maintain. But, you know, really, what a beautiful day today is. It may be cold outside, it may be about to snow, but the fact that we're all here in this forum and candidates are discussing, you know, who are running for office to volunteer in our community means that we really came a long way. And I couldn't be prouder. I'm just glad to see all of this that's going on here today. And I'm glad the village of Bensonville is participating in it, and that actually it's televised and people out there can see what's going on in our community. In terms of my background, I've been in office for 4 years now. I grew up here, grew up in Wooddale. I went to Fenton High School, graduated from class of '83. I have 3 children. My oldest right now is a freshman in high school. I'm in college. She's in Loyola. She was in Loyola, just transferred over to University of Dayton. My daughter's at Fenton. She's a junior. My son is a freshman in high school. My kids started in the PUPS classes at Fenton High School before kindergarten. In fact, some of the kids that I've seen and grow up, and also through sports that I coached, were the same kids that were in those PUP classes. The road for me was, after graduation from Fenton High School, was not of well means. You know, I grew up with my father. It's a single-family household. He had to go to school, night school at College of DuPage. Worked for 5 years in an insurance company downtown, where I worked in a photocopy room, and I made copies for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, 40 hours. And the repetitiveness of it was terrible, but it showed that there had to be a driven work ethic and a way to get things done beyond just expecting that to be the same. And after 5 years of working there, 5 years of going to night school, I was promoted to an assistant vice president in charge of claims. I did strategic planning for that. And from there, I paid for my grade school, College of DuPage, business administration, and economics, and then after that, worked as a management consultant and went on to law school. And then I came to the village of Bensenville and bought my first house here over 20 years ago. And at that time, when I decided to run for office, all of you know that Bensenville kind of lost its way. It was voted #1 dying town in America. Village was at $8 million in debt, and it was in financial trouble. Businesses were leaving town. And now we look at Bensenville and it looks different outside. It feels different outside. Our business climate is fantastic. We had 154 new businesses. We ran a balanced budget for all 4 years. We have done so much in terms of improving the way our village works. The cooperation between the other municipal forms of government here and the village has been tremendous. And we see new schools going in, streets being repaired, and so much more going on. But all of that really was done with your help, not ours. We do strategic planning, but we also ask all of you for your involvement. Give us the direction. We did community meetings, and you helped us design our strategic plan. And the future of Bensenville is grand. We were just voted second best place to raise a family in Illinois. Second to Niles. I believe it would have been first had they realized, the authors of the article, that our schools were here. We've come a long way. We still have a way to go, and I thank all of you for your help, your support, and the assistance the other boards have given us at the village. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. He's killing those Swiss timekeepers, I'm telling you that right now. Thank you, Frank. Next, appearing on the ballot will be the Bensenville Village Clerk. And with us today, we have Ilsa Rivera Trujillo. Oh man, okay. Rosa Carmona. That was easy, Carmona. She never responded. I had no response, so I will give the microphone up to Ilsa then. Welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Ilsa Rivera Trujillo, and I am running for village clerk. I have lived in this area for over 12 years, and along with my husband have raised our 2 boys, now age 19 and 15. Having gone through Tiny Tots School, through Johnson, Blackhawk Middle School, and finally Fenton, I have grown to love and respect our community. I have volunteered in the past with Frank Soto and Marty O'Connell through BBAA sports because both of my boys were very, very active in sports. I also feel my organizational skills as well as my previous job responsibilities, which involved document control and becoming ISO 9000 certified, which was to regulate and approve documents. I feel this gives me the background to do this job. I also feel I can utilize my current job experience in sales to get more residents involved in our community. I am incredibly grateful to have been given the opportunity to represent you and your opinions, and I hope that you will reach out to me personally, and if there's anything I can do to assist you, I will do my very best. I look forward to continuing the progress already made in Bensenville, and I thank you all for coming out this afternoon.
Thank you, Ilsa. I said, thank you, Ilsa. I did. Okay, I'm being heckled now by the audience, which isn't unique, actually. Let's move on to the village trustees. For village trustees, we actually have 3 positions open and 6 candidates, 3 of which are with us and 3 of which never responded. So if I could have Martin O'Connell, Susan Janowick, and Henry Wessler please come forward. And first appearing on the ballot will be Martin O'Connell.
Hello, I'm Martin O'Connell, also known as Marty O'Connell or Coach Marty. I'd like to thank Big for hosting this tonight. Thank everybody for coming tonight. Thank everybody for running tonight because as a guy who's been a BBA guy for the last 8 or 9 years, usually every year I'm begging people to get involved, coach a team. So I thank everybody running for all the positions. A little about myself. My parents and I moved to Bensenville over 20 years ago. I was a sophomore in college. I went to DePaul University. I was a commuter. They moved into Bensenville when my sister started as a freshman at Fenton High School. My wife, Sandy, I stayed with my folks through college, where I earned a business degree from DePaul. My wife, Sandy, and I chose to buy our first home in Bensenville shortly after I graduated college. And we've been in the same house for the last 15 years. I have a 7th grade daughter, Maggie, and an 8th grade son, Marty, who both attend school here at Blackhawk. I first became involved in the community as a baseball coach. My son was 5 years old, so I got out there to help. What do you know, the next year I'm running the website, the year after that I'm running the whole program, the year after that I'm running the basketball program, the year after that I'm running all the leagues we're in, so it's been a busy last 8 or 9 years. Personally, or professionally I should say, I work for Walgreens. Walgreens Company, big drugstore chain. I assume you've heard of them. I'm a system engineer there, and I'll be celebrating my 25th anniversary this November. I was asked 4 years ago by Frank Soto to join his ticket as our town was in serious need of new leadership. I gladly accepted, and I'm proud of the accomplishments that we have made over the last 4 years. As a system engineer, it is my job to solve problems and make things work. 4 years ago, our town had problems. The village was in financial disarray as the O'Hare fight was costing us millions of dollars. Our debt was out of control. We had no cash reserves. Cash was being transferred from one fund to another. Bills weren't being paid. Our pension obligations were not being funded. Our financial nightmare and the uncertainty over the airport kept us from taking care of our village. Today, our budgets are balanced. Our cash reserves actually have cash in them. We have a positive $4 million general fund, which is $10 million turnaround from our $6 million deficit 4 years ago. This was accomplished with the direction of the board to bring in skilled, experienced professionals to manage the village. We utilize best practices, and we encourage excellence in our staff. Our financial house is now in order. And it became time to start taking the infrastructure improvements that our town so sorely needed. Our northern district has crumbling streets, including potholes that were big enough to swallow small cars. Our water treatment facility is in serious need of an overhaul. Our police station is antiquated. Our water distribution system is aged and in need of constant repair. We are in the process of revamping these things. We're working in the northern business district, where we started about 2 years ago. We're currently addressing our police station. That's a really big project that's coming up. We started planning the overhaul at the water treatment facility. These are really big projects, and they only became possible because of the financial position that we put our village in. The Daily Herald recently endorsed Frank and all of the trustees for the progress that we have made. Lies and distortions of the state of the village are being spread by those hoping to benefit personally in this election, all at our expense. There is a movement to return to the dark days of the village, which would unravel the progress of the last 4 years. We cannot let that happen. Cut me out? All right. Please vote on April 9th to continue the progress that has already been made. Thank you.
Any of you ladies ever out there have a chatty Cathy when you were younger and pull that string and it just kept on coming out? Anyway, next on the ballot is Susan Janowick. Welcome, Susan.
I'm shorter. Hi, I'm Susan Janowick. Some of you may know me. I've been a Bensenville resident since 1974. And with my husband, Greg, who's sitting over there, we have owned and operated Signworks, a very successful graphic arts and sign production business in Bensenville for over 38 years. I'm a mother of 2 children, Brandon and Nick, who attended all the Bensenville schools and fun stuff, BBAA. Was active in PTA, and that's how it started. I served as their board member for over 10 years and as president. And then I also worked as a parishioner at St. Alexis, teaching 2nd grade CCD catechists for like 26 years. I've always been a part of the community. I have always loved this community. I remember back in 1976 getting involved with the Centennial Parade. That was a ton of fun. But over time, I got, was in the community, and I started to work as a lifeguard at the new Bensenville Water Park. Well, now, I was a lot younger then, so okay. But, and I managed the Bensenville Water Park, and that was a lot of fun. And that led me into the Bensenville Park District. So I thought, okay, I can do this. And so I was, knowledgeable enough, and I got elected. And I was very lucky to honorably serve you for 12 years, and part of those years I was the Bensenville Park Board President. And, so I mean, and then when I was there, I also, as President of the Park Board, I oversaw the development and construction of Redmond Park, which is a beautiful facility, and it was with the cooperation of the DuPage County Forest Preserve and the Village of Bensenville. And one of the great things that I enjoyed too was the Fisher Farm. It is a beautiful, old piece of land that DuPage really enjoyed. So we acquired that when I was president too. And as village clerk, I've watched for the past year the village be a little different than what it was, because I had stepped away because I couldn't work with where it was going. And so I've seen it change and become better, and I wanted to go back and be involved. And also I've been working with the staff, and we have this village transparency. So if you go on the website, you can see anything and everything. And with that, we just recently received recognition for that of having 98%. So anything that you, as a resident, need to know, it is on there. And I would like to also say that one of the things that I really enjoyed was big. And I am this is like a dream to come true, to see that there's people here and that we're in its election forum, and that it takes a village, and you really have to work closely together to do anything because of financial restrictions. You have to work together with taxing bodies and other municipal governments. So anyway, please vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Susan. And if you could give me my notes, I'd be appreciative, because I don't remember a doggone thing I'm supposed to do. Just kidding. Just kidding. Next, for village trustee, we have Mr. Henry Wessler. Henry?
Hi, everyone. Hi, yeah. My name's Henry Wessler, and I just want to start out by saying that the last time I actually stood up here and addressed an audience at Blackhawk Junior High was 40 years ago. I was in the 8th grade play right up here on the stage and played an old man walking across the stage with a cane, and for the life of me, I looked in my yearbook. I can't remember the name of the play, but I looked in my Blackhawk Junior High yearbook and saw that it was in 1973. So it actually is 40 years this year, the last time I was up on the stage or addressing the audience here. And quite honestly, the auditorium hasn't changed all that much at all. I want to thank John Wassinger and the Bensenville Intergovernmental Group for hosting this forum. I think it's great that our residents get to come here and see the candidates and get to talk about what it is and how we serve the village. My parents moved here to Bensenville in 1962. We built a house over by Mohawk School. I went to kindergarten at Mohawk. Then I went to St. Alexis when there was a grade school there. Then I was here at Blackhawk, and then I graduated Fenton in 1977. After graduating from Fenton in 77, I enlisted into the Marine Corps and served our country and then moved back into this area. In 2005, I had a conversation with John Wassinger about, he wanted to run for mayor at that time, and I said, you know, I'd be interested in running for the park board. He said, Henry, whether you run for the park board or whether you run for the village, either one would be a good choice. He said, with the park district, you're going to have a lot more fun, and with the village, there's a lot more responsibility. And he was exactly right. I was fortunate enough to win my election in 2005 for the park board, really enjoyed serving the community. I was also the president there for a short time. And then in 2009, we put our slate together and wanted to run for village board. Well, let me tell you, there is a big difference between the village board and the park board. The village board is fun, the village board is both fun, but the park district is a lot of fun. Just to talk about a little bit about what we do within the village lately, the water rates, as most of you know, have gone skyrocketing by the village, or by the city of Chicago, I should say. DuPage County has also increased our water rates by 35% last year. It'll be another 25% this year. Fortunately, with the rest of the board members, we're able to hold water rates steady and not pass them on to our community. Also, the electrical aggregation, anybody that gets an electric bill, we voted to have Commonwealth Edison not thrown out, I should say, but we've got another company that's doing the electrical aggregate, so everybody's electric rates will be dropping by at least 25 to 30%. So the village is working hard for you. Yes, nobody's perfect. We've got a lot of other things that we'd like to accomplish, a lot of things that we want to do for the community. The Daily Herald has endorsed us both. They endorsed Mayor Soto for another term, and they endorsed Marty and Sue and myself for another term. So we're excited about the opportunity to serve everybody again for another 4 years. Again, my name's Henry. Please go out and vote on April the 9th. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And as I said, there's 3 others, but I had no response.
Thank you.
Thank you, Henry. Well, heck. Are we getting down to the library? Well, you know, we have the library, but we do have, you know, Tom Early here too from the Park District if you'd like to listen to him for 3 minutes. Are you prepared to say anything, Tom? Then that'd probably be worth it if we listen to him if he's not prepared. But at this time, why don't we bring up the folks that are running for library board, please? And for library board, we have 5 candidates, and there's 3 positions open. And now, did Juan make it? Okay. Is he here now? Well, qué lástima. First appearing on the ballot, who's very patiently standing to my left, will be Susan Early. Thank you, Susan.
Hello, I'm Susan Early. I'm Tom Early's wife. Most people know me would be as Tom Early's wife. But most people don't know is we both share a desire to serve the community. We had been foster parents for 10 years as a way of giving back, and now he has been giving back as part of the park board, and I figured it was my turn to jump in. I've been active in the community recently. I was the food chairman for the Kaboom playground build at Johnson School, and I wound up getting everything donated and even gave cash back to the foundation Sorry, I lost my mind. Okay, I've also have some writing experience. For things that are pertinent to being on a library board, I have published works. I was an editor of a dictionary of data management terms, and a book, a body of knowledge about all things data management as a profession. I've spent the last 30 years or so working in information technology, specifically towards data management, particularly in data modeling and data architecture, which is basically finding the most efficient and effective ways to store data. And what kind of a library is just a gigantic data store. So I think I can bring some expertise technically to the library. I do have nonprofit experience. I have been on the board of directors and chairman of the board for a nonprofit living history group called the Society for Creative Anachronism that recreates the Middle Ages and Renaissance as a way of learning about things by doing, not just reading. And I was on the board of directors for that for 3 years. I was doing a lot of things to help bring more communication and community to the organization. I did a lot of traveling to do that. I also have a lot of financial expertise. I was the treasurer for that organization, wrote the book for it. I'm currently treasurer for a professional nonprofit organization called the Data Management Association for Data Management Professionals. Things I'd like to do as being part of the board, I would like to take the usage statistics that the library does collect and find out better ways, what's working and what's not working by the actual usage patterns. I can do that with the technical expertise that I've gotten over the last 30 years. I'd like to increase the use of the computer resources, the use of social media by both the library and the patrons. I see that they're already making steps in that direction, and I would like to keep encouraging that to grow. I would like to increase the resources of electronic books and media that is not dealing with specifically paper, mostly because I have a special needs child who takes better advantage of things that are read to her than are on paper, and I think there's a lot of other people in that could be in that same situation. And also I would like to increase the overall community use of this very valuable resource. The library can be seen sometimes as the heart of the community. Everything in it reflects the community around it. And I encourage you to go vote April 9th, whether it's for me or for somebody else, but I would hope that you would vote for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Susan. And next on that ballot will be Elaine Ryland. Okay, you know what, Elaine, sit down. No, come back here. I did. All right. All right.
Shame on you.
Ms. Ryland.
My name is Elaine Ryland. We moved here in 1963. Both of our children went through the school system. I have been interested in the library since 1995-96, when the library first developed a program to bring computers to the library. People were invited to take and write in letters, or they had sent something out. Anyhow, I filled one out. And fortunately, I was one of those that was selected. Now, they had 10 adults and 10 students who were going to assist additional people in working with the computers. Now, this is when DOS was still in fashion. I became, after I was part of that, I became a volunteer to take and transcribe data that they had on paper onto the computer. From then, I took and was invited to be a computer monitor, which I enjoyed very much, until such time as finances became rather tight. I'm not sure whether everyone knows, the library has two programs. One is called Brain Fitness, and one is called Insight, which are excellent programs. They were made basically for seniors, but anybody can use them. And they do help improve those areas. So if there are any of you who need them and you might want to use them, they're just excellent. I want to participate in the continued, the library is very well received all over the state. And I want to continue in a capacity on the board. I have some experience through my church of being on the finance committee. And I've had some experience at COD with working, taking courses to take care of children with special needs. So I would like very much to participate at this time in my life on those. And I want to take care of the seniors and get them to use the library for what it is. But I thank you very much. And John, don't do that to me next time.
I'm sorry, Elaine.
By the way, here's a picture of first 20 people that participated in that very first computers in any libraries.
Thanks, Elaine. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Okay. Next on the ballot is Mandy Zalewski. Mandy?
Hi, I'm Mandy Zalewski, and I've lived in Bensonville for the past 9 years, married with 2 small children, one in 3rd grade and one in kindergarten. My kids go to Zion Concord Lutheran School, and what enticed me to run for the library board was the partnership that the library opened up to a small school like the school my kids attend, who does not have the large large space and resources to have a library. So now each classroom goes to the library once a week, thanks to Jill, and it's just fantastic. All the kids really do appreciate that, and it also, you know, is a great thing. I want to encourage the use of books with kids as opposed to all the technology. Technology is great, but you know, there's still a great need and desire for the actual handheld paper book. I've also worked as a case manager with adults and children with special needs for the past 13 years, so I have that experience as well. So I can offer a lot of that as well. I also volunteer at my kids' school doing their, as their office manager, doing their financials, all of their books keeping and such, and I also do that. Volunteer for my husband doing that, so I have that financial background as well. And I just like to try to keep the connection between the library and all the private schools in the area, build on that and enhance that as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next on your ballot, when you get into the polling place, will be Juan Botello. And Juan had originally said that he was going to be here, and I think what happened is he got caught up at work, because he's called and he was trying to make it here, but he hasn't. But he did try to get here by any means. So, and if he comes in, we'll still bring him up here. But next we have Sylvia M. Acuna. Hi, Sylvia.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sylvia Acuna. I'm resident for Bensonville more than 20 years. I am married and I have 2 kids. I have 3 little part-times. I'm working in the District 2. I am on Lone Shade. I'm working for the Cub Scouts. And also, I am a teacher for Spanish and Spanish Quest in Johnson. Sometimes I'm working in Fenton, like a substitute in the office. I decided to run for this position because I like the new challenge. And I think the library is a place where everyone can learn, socialize, develop new skills, and have a good time. I want to say I'm studying psychology. I have a degree in psychology in my country, Mexico. And also I study here in Triton College, ECE, is like early childhood. I take some classes for English too, because I know I need to improve my English. And I like to open the door for my community, especially for my Hispanic people. I want everyone in here thinking like the library is like the place is not a station for age, race, color, or religion. I would like to ask everyone, not looking for something that will benefit you individually, but instead looking for benefit our community. Good luck to all and excellence. Thank you.
Thank you, Sylvia. And with that, there's just a couple of comments I'd like to make in closing. One, again, is an apology to Elaine, and I don't even know why I'm apologizing anymore, but I want to make sure that everything's okay with me and Elaine. Secondly, I'd like to thank everyone for availing themselves to come here, the audience members in particular, but also the candidates. You know, BIG, again, sponsoring this event is comprised of the elected officials that have been given the charge to help move your community along. It's a very diverse community. And you know what, one of the things that makes me really happy is the diversity of the candidates that are willing to serve this community. I think it's fantastic. And to a person, everyone that came here and challenged the microphone, even though it's not a welcoming thing in many times, I appreciate that they came in. For the candidates that could not be here, I apologize for their absence. For the ones that are absent with no acknowledgement to be here at all, I personally am a little offended that people wouldn't avail themselves to come and speak to the community that they'd want to serve. That's all I have to say. So, with that being said, we're going to wrap this up. The candidates are here. Any of the candidates that don't want to talk to anybody that they're going to serve, make a beeline for that door. And if any of you have any questions for anybody, I'm sure they'd like to stick around and meet and talk with you. Thank you again for being here.